Subscribe for the latest news in hip hop and entertainment. Hit that notification and have a good day. It's your boy DJ Slapademiks. Today we're talking about Tekashi 6ix9ine. Again, he was moved from federal prison, upstate New York, Manhattan, Sunset Detention Center, simply because he had threats on his life. Now, what I want to talk about is this RICO charge. About a week ago on a Sunday, Mr. Tekashi 6ix9ine basically was taken out of his residence Sunday morning and was charged with racketeering. And if you don't know what racketeering is, for the young people, back in the day, they used to charge mob bosses with activity, anything from drugs, mafia activity, running a criminal enterprise, gambling, kidnapping, extortion, murder, whatever you want to deem as illegal activity. Racketeering, if it's organized crime, falls under that umbrella. Now, Tekashi 6ix9ine has been implicated in these crimes that the Federal Bureau of Investigations has charged him for. He has been doing these crimes since 2013. Now, the real situation with Mr. Tekashi 6ix9ine is when he actually molested a girl back in 2013. And this is when a lot of the allegations came against Tekashi 6ix9ine. And this is where his life started a downhill spiral. So in the event of that situation, he was already an upcoming rapper, so he had to actually blow up so these allegations can go away. But unfortunately, in this society, of course, if you are messing with an underage child, you are considered a pedophile in the eyes of society. So you're looking at Tekashi 6ix9ine. His real name is Daniel Hernandez. He was considered a part of the Blood organization. And if anybody knows about the Bloods, of course, they're a gang that's on a federal F.B.I. list. I knew a couple of members that were on, pretty much on a federal and Bureau Investigations list, simply because it's a gang. And all of the gangs, anybody knows this if you have any sense. Anybody knows this. All the Federal and Bureau of Investigations has all the gangs on a list. So if you want to call yourself Blood, Crip, whatever you are, you're being watched no matter what you do. Now, there were other cases where Tekashi 6ix9ine was involved in. Also, there was a case where Tekashi 6ix9ine back in 2015 got caught on camera actually robbing a pedestrian. So this is a pedestrian that Tekashi 6ix9ine robbed. Somebody that doesn't even have any connection with him. So you got to understand, when you got this guy all over the place committing crimes, people getting shot at, killed, and then you're part of a blood organization that pretty much is a faction of the Blood organization that's very dangerous, that's known to kill people, that's known to do things. Now, the problem that I have with this situation is if you look at all the people that were implicated in this particular situation, it starts to look like Daniel Hernandez snitched, which we all know. I've had friends that back in the day who are no longer my friends, who have done things that they shouldn't have done. And, it doesn't matter. Like I told you in some of my videos, you can be a big time drug dealer, a killer, anything you want to be. But when those federal charges come down, that means that they've been watching you for years. The alphabet boys, as we call them, been watching you for years. So it's a good chance that, Daniel Hernandez, a.k.a. Mr. Tekashi 6ix9ine, snitched. And, he had to be moved from federal custody as of about a day or two ago, simply because there were threats on his life. And the reason why is because people in jail, they know when you get the paperwork, his case is probably as concealed indictment, like some of your other rappers that I'm not going to mention. And this is what I want to talk about, because a lot of them, decide, hey, at some point when the pressure is on them, right, you can say, talk about all this killing, all this stuff you're going to do to people. But when the pressure is on, then they start not to claim whatever it is they were claiming. Or I'm not a Blood, or I'm not a Crip, or I'm not this, I'm not that. But the entire time you was doing all of this stuff, you were, pretty much implicating yourself on camera, telling people what you were doing, how you were doing it. And it's very sad, that we're looking at a young child in society today or not even just him, but all young children who think that it's okay to call yourself a part of a organization or criminal organization and get on TV and internet and talk about it as if this is something that's okay. But then when you get caught up, you want to switch everything up. Now we got a guy called Whack 100. I don't know if you've actually heard of Whack 100. Also a guy that's in the blood gangs, but he I think he's a snitch too. He was known as a police officer back in the day. So you got to understand, a lot of these people that are in the organization, the hip hop police, they're cops, they know the lingo. All they have to do is study black people and how they use certain terms and languages. And, Whack 100, of course, was known back in 2015 for knocking out a rapper by the name of Stitches. He was pretty much a drug user type head bass. I'm going to say a mix between rock and roll and rap type of. I'm not even going to call him hip hop. I think he's probably like I don't even know what to call this guy. But anyway, like I said, Whack 100 now claims that, why would Tekashi 6ix9ine go through all of his music career and call himself a blood? Now all of a sudden, he wants to, distance himself from the Bloods. And pretty much what we got to understand too, there's a difference between ethnicity and race, because Tekashi 6ix9ine, actually, if you look at his federal paperwork, which I've had the opportunity to look it up, he's technically not even considered to be, of any Spanish descent. He's actually considered to be white. So not that means anything, but I'm just saying that when you look at all of the stuff that this guy is going through and the things that he's doing, it's a possibility that he has snitched on the entire organization. He has implicated a lot of different people. And, as I stated before, if you're looking at, Whack 100, all of these people are getting involved. Now, I do my honest opinion of it. People can say what they want to say, but we all know that if you got friends and family members that are from the criminal element, one thing you don't do, you don't get on video, you don't get on the phone, you don't do any of this. So ask yourself this question: why are all of these so-called Bloods getting on TV talking about they're killing people, they're doing this, they're doing that? I mean, you gotta look at reality. These people are policemen. A good 70 to 80%, might be more than that, in the hip hop rap industry, that are rapping, that are dancing, doing all of these crazy weird dances, and Bloods are promoting themselves on hip hop and things of that nature. These guys they're getting two checks. They're getting a check for entertainment, and then they're getting a check from the hip hop police, because the hip hop police can't be everywhere. They have to have some people already in the game that are in their crew that's gonna send all of that information back. So we have to really start looking at what's going on in the hip hop industry, and we need to stop condoning these situations. Now, RICO charges, if you don't know, and nobody pretty much has beat a RICO charge. Only 2% of most people that beat the RICO charge are mob tied, and what they're calling is the La Cosa Nostra. You are not Tekashi 6ix9ine is not the La Cosa Nostra, so we already know realistically he's not going to beat these federal charges. Now, he was, like I said, detained. He had threats on his life, and he was sent to another federal prison. And most people think, oh, you know what? Yeah, he's out of jail. No. He was sent to another federal prison, and that's why you've seen him out. So he's going to play the role as if, yeah, I got out. I beat the charges. No, he didn't. He snitched. Bottom line, I'm telling you from people that I know that have done some things, and I distance myself far away from them because I don't want to be nowhere near them, simply because they snitch. And there's no telling how many people he implicated in this situation. But in the near future, and I guarantee you this, you're going to see a lot of people being brought down. You're going to ask yourself how and why. How did this happen? Tekashi 6ix9ine is going to be one of those reasons why, because the feds are not going to let you go, simply because you put up some money and you said, well, okay, we'll do this. We'll give you a certain amount of money. Yeah, he got a good lawyer, but realistically, only time is going to tell how many people he actually snitched on, how many people was going to be implicated in this situation. This is why, according to sources, Shotty was one of the individuals that's in his crew that attempted to take Tekashi 6ix9ine out, according to sources. And Daniel Hernandez, of course, charged, possible 32 years in jail you're going to receive. So by the time he gets out, it's not going to matter to him, because let's look at it this way. He's already made a lot of money off his albums and things of that nature. So what's going to happen is, over time, he's going to have people that's going to promote his album, and also these pedophile charges. You can't beat that. You can't get around it, man. You've done a lot of bad stuff. A lot of people are offended, and the reason why they taking him out of federal custody is simply because if this guy gets killed in federal custody, there's a lot of family members in the wing waiting to sue. So you know how that goes. If they sue for 60, 70, 80 million, generally what's going to happen is, that state that got sued is they're going to actually take a big hit, a big hit. And then we as taxpayers have to actually start paying more taxes, because one of his family members sued this idiot because he's doing the dumb stuff and he got killed for it. So this is why they're moving him. Feds don't want to be responsible for his death. This is your boy DJ Slapademiks, man. Give me your opinion, subscribe, hit that notification. I'm out, and everybody have a good day. Yep.